performances on May 18th and 19th of 2013, STP performed with Linkin Park singer Chester Bennington. On that second day, May 19th, the band released a new song called Out of Time, where they officially introduced Bennington as a new member. Bennington said the band wouldn't record a full new album, but were working on a shorter EP, or extended play. The band released a second single, Black Heart, on September 18th, 2013, and on October 8th, 2013, STP released their first EP, High Rise. It's only 16 minutes in length and just has 5 songs. Despite how short it is, these songs are, in my opinion, just so forgettable. I have nothing against Chester Bennington, I just don't like how his voice sounds on these songs in particular. I don't think he was a great fit for STP. It sold absolutely nothing, but critics did like it enough, though I have also noticed that critics nowadays seem to be a little more lenient than they used to. The band seemed to at least be having fun with Bennington, but it was all short-lived, as on November 9th, 2015, Bennington announced he was leaving STP to focus on Linkin Park, just a month before Scott Weiland's death that December. It was a peaceful departure, but there was little peace in Bennington's life. On July 20th, 2017, Bennington was found dead by hanging in his California home. He had struggled with substance abuse and depression and felt no other way to escape his demons. The band pressed on, and by February of 2016, they started a search for a new vocalist online. By October of 2017, STP found their new man and began recording new material. It was announced on November 14th, 2017 that Jeff Gutt from Dry Cell, a little-known all-metal band that had disbanded in 2010, was picked to be the new singer. The next day, on November 15th, the band released their first single with Gutt, titled Meadow. On March 16th, 2018, STP released their 7th studio album. It was their second self-titled album in a row after the 2010 STP album. Critics seem to like the 2018 album as a whole. My thoughts are that it's a step up from the last couple STP albums, but it definitely has some boring spots once again. My favorite songs on this are Meadow, Never Enough, and Reds and Blues. Never Enough is a really great song, definitely a highlight in the band's most recent work. Jeff Gutt is, in my opinion, a far better fit for the band than Chester Bennington ever was. What's immediately noticeable is how similar Jeff Gutt sings the original STP songs compared to Weiland. The main difference is in the power in his voice, as his is a little softer than Weiland's, but the tone is nearly identical. Soon after, the band started work on another album, an acoustic record. They released its single, Fare Thee Well, on December 2nd, 2019, and their 8th studio album, Perdita, was released on February 7th, 2020. I like this one a little less than the 2018 album, but I do like Fare Thee Well as well as the title track, Perdita. The song Miles Away reminds me of a sea shanty. I don't know if I'm crazy, but that's immediately what I've always heard. And You Found Yourself While Losing Your Heart is a great song vocally. As of May 2024, Perdita is the most recent STP album, though the band has continued touring and is currently on tour across the US. To wrap this whole thing up, when was it that STP rose and fell exactly? In my opinion, STP's rise started with Core and was officially complete with the release of Purple. Their peak continued through Tiny Music. The fall begins with the revelations of Scott Weiland's drug abuse issues, his arrest, the slightly troubled production on number 4, and the lower overall quality of it and Shangri-La-Di-Da compared to the first 3 albums, though again, these aren't bad albums. Their fall was complete by their breakup in 2003, and although they did get back together in the late 2000s, they never really could get anywhere close to their prime years. As sad as it is to see one of the best rock bands ever ultimately come to an end, and even sadder to see the tragic deaths of Scott Weiland and Chester Bennington, I believe STP is currently in the best spot they've been in over 20 years. The band seems refreshed, Jeff Gutt has been a fantastic addition to the band, and overall, the sound of their music continues to live on. Stone Temple Pilots' legacy will echo on forever, and their influence still remains.